NWWA, we came into a promotion that was filled with bottom feeders. Jason took over the book, and that's why we all came in. Because Jason was the booker, he made the calls, he got all the best talent from the area to come in, and at first our run I thought was great. When we were being left alone to do what we do, and the promoters were being left to do what they do, I think it was a fine mix. It was at the point that Dan kept wanting to change things, the direction on stuff, and it was becoming like every 2 weeks Dan had a different idea of where he wanted the company to go. And it was to the point where Jason didn't want to deal with it anymore. You know, Jason was the booker, he's having to rewrite shows over what Dan wanted. No offense, you know, Dan's promoter, but it's not like he was trained in the business. He wasn't a wrestler that became a promoter, and Jason didn't want to put up with it. And without Jason, the rest of us weren't going to deal with it. We didn't want to just be working for Dan. We were there to work with each other because, you know, we're brothers. All of us are brothers. We fight in the ring. We beat the living shit out of each other. And if we're going to do that for next to no money, then we want to work with our friends. And without Jason in the actual captain's seat, we weren't about to deal with that anymore. So, you know, we separated, let them do what they wanted to do, and that's how we ended up going to form DOA.
New Dimension was running the same time OCW was, and New Dimension was trying to bring a new flair because the Raw era, the actual Attitude era, was happening at the time that NDW was forming. So as NDW came in, they ran the same building, they just ran their shows after OCW ran their shows. So we had a lot of guys like Thunder D and the guys that were, you know, at the Kafori shows, the fans, like the big fans that were loud, and you know, they freedom of speech. They stretched the freedom of speech at a wrestling show. They would come in, and it was pretty bad. Those guys, they ate all the OCW guys alive, you know, because they were fans, you know, and they're like, I didn't pay to see students. You know, we want to see NDW, but, you know, to get to NDW, you had to come and watch OCW. And then NDW ran their stuff, and I think they got kicked out because Awesome Adam had lit a baseball bat on fire. And Awesome Adam, if you don't know who Awesome Adam is, Awesome Adam was a guy who was a heavier version of Sabu. So he had the long hair, and he did all the crazy Sabu stuff, but he was just a heavier version of Sabu. And he come out with this baseball bat indoors, and that was the end of NDW at the OCW gym, and then OCW shut down shortly after that.
And here comes a BCW standout, Tommy Celcious. I know what's coming here. This has been brewing for months. We've seen these two in all kinds of matches. And here we go again, folks. I tell you, I don't know how much either of these men can take of all the punishment that they've been having for months now. of course, the fans love their DeMarcus James. I don't like the man much myself. Anybody who knows the Pacific Northwest knows I've had some bad stuff happen with him in the past, but he's still in the ring. I'm behind the mic now. These guys have been going at each other since April, folks. This is almost 7-month war. And Tommy's trying to start it right away, missing 2 clotheslines and 2 drop kicks. Tommy's over the top rope. I can't believe this. Watch out, Tommy! DeMarcus from behind, out from the top rope. I can't believe it's starting this way already. The ref laying in the count. This has been going on for months, folks. They've had all kinds of matches. Both of them have won some and lost some. Although I have to say that DeMarcus has never truly beaten Tommy Celcious. He's won a couple rounds in the war, but he's never beaten the man. Tommy helping DeMarcus in the ring. That's pretty nice of him. I can't take anything away from DeMarcus James and his skill. He works every weekend somewhere in the Pacific Northwest, oftentimes 2 and 3 times. He probably has more matches from Washington all the way down to Northern California. Probably has more matches than anybody in the Pacific Northwest. But Tommy, he's a master technician and an old schooler. I still think he's going to come out on top in this one. He still wants revenge for having to wear a poodle skirt about a month ago after a match and getting pied in the face by something like 67 pies. And into the ropes. That was sort of a European, it looked like DeMarcus landed on his head. That did not look good at all. But he still had the presence of mind to kick out. Now having a little bit of issue with the referee there. DeMarcus trying to come back in a roll-up. Tommy Celcious in with a clothesline. DeMarcus on the mat. It's one of Thomas Celcius' strengths there. Whatever happens, he can come back very quickly with something else. If one thing doesn't work, he'll try something else. Tommy being a little cocky here, he might not want to do that against DeMarcus. DeMarcus is terribly, terribly fast. You don't want to underestimate that, no matter how much you like him or dislike him. Oh, come on, ref. You know that was a slow count. But amazingly, Tommy Celcius taking that in stride as he whips DeMarcus into the ropes, misses with a clothesline, misses with a back elbow. And DeMarcus James with a full Nelson. And then pulls him backwards into a pin attempt. This match has been going from the first moment. The momentum has not stopped. This is incredible. These guys know each other so well after all this time. They don't need to feel each other out. They don't have to test each other's abilities. They know. Hard elbow right between the shoulder blades to DeMarcus James. Tommy showing his appreciations for the fans, which he has none. I agree with him there. And I just want to remind everybody, one of our big sponsors is Nicola's Italian Eatery down the street. They've got great Italian food. I've been there several times. Come and check them out. They support BCW, and we appreciate that. Tommy off the ropes. Doing a great dance step and an elbow drop. And it's over. We've got a... I can't believe he actually kicked out of that. The ref needs to speed things up. He's going incredibly slow. I think that last match knocked more out of him than we thought. So Tommy's seeing if DeMarcus is all right just before, trying to send him to the corner, but DeMarcus reverses. Double knees right up into DeMarcus's chest. DeMarcus bounced off, looked like he hit his head on the mat again. How many times can DeMarcus hit the ground hard like that and not get a concussion? I wonder if Tommy's trying to do that on purpose. Great strategy if he is. DeMarcus showing amazing resilience here. Tommy Celcious really laying on the punishment, but now he's taking a walk outside of the ring. You know, I appreciate Tommy Celcious. He's like a brother to me, but right now I don't know if this is a wise thing to do. He's doing something outside the ring there. Looks like he's got something on his hand. It could be, the ref hasn't seen it. DeMarcus is in the corner. He's still foggy from that shot he took a minute ago, bouncing his head off the mat. And Tommy's arguing with the ref. I don't know where that glove came from. It looks like the same one from last week. I don't know where that match came from. I think somebody threw it in there to mess with him. What's going on here? Nobody used the glove, but nobody even used the glove. It did not come into play. He can't disqualify him just because it was there. Even if that were the case, nobody used the glove until DeMarcus did just now. Yeah, but you can't disqualify him before he does it. That just reeks of a payoff. I'm gonna have to find out what's going on with this. Tommy Celcious disqualified. DeMarcus James is the winner of the match tonight.